Hi, Chris Mims here, Mims Integra Insurance, answering your questions about automobile insurance. And the number one question I get all the time is, why is insurance so high and why does it keep going up? I'm sure you ask the same question when you go to the grocery store. Why does this stuff keep going up and keep going up? It's a frustration because everything continues to go up, and we seem to sometimes, our salaries don't seem to go up as fast as everything else goes up. But there are real reasons why automobile insurance is going up. The first one's very obvious if you really think about it, and that is my 67 Chevy 2 Nova, which was my first car, had a metal bumper on the back of it with 2 or 3 screws to put that bumper on and pull it off. And if I had a wreck in that car, and dented that bumper, chances are I could take a rubber hammer and bang that out. But if I couldn't, I could take that off, go to the junkyard and find one just like it and bring it back and put it on my car. Okay, it's something I could do myself and very easy to fix. And with that metal bumper, it stopped further damage quite often. Now, about 15 years ago, it cost about $600-700 to replace the typical bumper, and you couldn't do it yourself because you can't fix it yourself. They have this nice, beautiful coloring on it that matches your car, and even the dealerships, most of these dealerships and body shops don't fix that themselves. They take yours off and they ship it off to somewhere else to be remanufactured, and they put a refurbished one on your car because there's like 1 or 2 places in the United States that refurbish all these all the time for you. So that's more expensive because you can't fix it yourself, and it just can't be fixed by banging it out or something like that. Now in 2020, that $600 to $700 claim can run $3,000-4,000 depending on the car you're dealing with and stuff, because you now have not only the nice beautiful veneer that makes it look just like your car, but inside that nice beautiful veneer there are up to 30 or 40 parts that are just a crash zone that have to be repaired or replaced in the car at different times depending on how it got hit and what speed it was hit at. But in addition, many of y'all have these little buttons along the back that are backup sensors. Backup sensors to help you know if you're going to hit something behind you. So instead of walking around the car, you have these sensors that tells you if you're backing up, you're going to hit something. And then some of you have, in addition, you have backup cameras. And that backup camera is looking back and seeing if there's anything back there or a kid running by or something like that. All of that costs money. And it's raising the cost from a almost free repair to a $600 to $700 repair to a $3,000 to $5,000 repair, depending on the vehicle and all the options you have on it. And that all gets shared by all of us, whether you have claims or not. Yes, you and I who have no claims pay less than those people who have lots of claims. But overall, as the cost of insurance, these repairs go up, all of us see the increase proportionally to our risk and that sort of thing. Now, there's another thing that adds these costs, not just the bumper, but the complexity of the vehicles. I remember back in my old first 67 Chevy, and I had 4 things that were electrical in there. The starter, the headlights, the tail lights, and the radio. Notice I didn't mention an air conditioner. And all of that stuff, that's 4 things. Today, when you get in your car, how many things are electrical? How many things? All the doors are electrical. All the locks are electrical. Everything's electrical now. And that costs additional money, especially when they get it all put back together and there's a bug somewhere and they can't figure out where it is. That takes time, and that takes money to fix. So that all adds to the complication of the vehicle, adds to the cost of the vehicle, the repair of the vehicle, and goes up to your insurance. And then there's one other thing that's in the car now that never was in the car, and that's a computer. Your car has a computer. You all hear about, they got to plug it into the computer, and the computer's going to tell you what's wrong, tell the mechanic what's wrong with your car. My car in 67 didn't have a computer. I had to go out there and listen to it and use gears and figure out what's going on. My 74 Bug didn't have a computer in it. My 76 Nova didn't have a computer in it. My 1980 Thunderbird didn't have a computer in it. But now we have computers in them. And the computer in just a standard Chevy Ford car has 100 million lines of code. That's what somebody programmers writing all this stuff out to tell it what to do and stuff. I'll give you a comparison. Apollo 11 went to the moon on 145,000 lines of code. Okay, Facebook has, I wrote this down, we were in a meeting, they had this the other day, I think it's Facebook, they said, has something like, where was it? No, your Android phone has 12 million lines of code. The Hadron Collider, if you watch Big Bang and all that stuff, has 50 million lines of code. But your standard, regular, off-the-shelf car, Chevy, Ford, out the car today, has 100 million lines of code. And all of that costs money to have a computer of that magnitude and that complexity. And again, when fixing stuff, it just adds more and more problems. So that's why your automobile insurance is continuing to go up, and it will continue to go up. And it reminds me that one of the things I find very funny today, and this kind of hammers home the idea. When we were younger, and I know you young people are just thinking, what? But when we were younger, when they advertised cars, it was a lot different than it is today. So today, they'll say you're going to save off to $15,000 off the suggested manufacturer's price. Back when we were in the 60s and 70s and 80s, that $15,000 was the cost of the vehicle. Now they don't tell you the cost of the vehicle. They say you're going to save $15,000. Back then, the whole vehicle cost $15,000. Put paper to pencil and you'll start to understand. Sorry this was so long, but hopefully it helps you understand. This is Chris Mims, Mims Integra Insurance, thanking you for watching us. Tune in to future videos and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate it.